Well, hello friends. Welcome back to Celiac After 60. I'm Judy, and I'm excited today, and I want to tell you why. I have been making my yogurt with the A2 milk, which is whole milk, and I'm able to make the yogurt out of the half and half. So I thought, oh poof, why not? Let's do it. Let's make it out of the half and half. And since I'm running low on everything, I'm pretty much almost out of this one. We're going to use supplements for the B.Subtilis, and then I'm going to go ahead and use my my starter for the other two, for the L.Gasseri and the MyReuteri. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. All right. Before we get started, though, a few of you guys have been really struggling with the B.Subtilis, so I'm hoping to dig deep a little bit into that and answer some questions that you have. All right, and maybe, I don't know, maybe that would help. Hopefully it will. I hope so. We all need to get better, friends. We gotta get better. Okay. Okay, friends, let's get started. Now, I did want to explain. If this is your first time and you have to order the supplements for the MyReuteri 20 billion, you're going to use one capsule. And on Dr. Davis's site, he's saying to use 2 tablespoons of the inulin. I've always used 1. That was a recipe I got originally in December, and it's working. So feel free to do the 2 tablespoons of inulin. So it's up to you. All right, today we're just going to go ahead and use the starter. Okay, so what we're going to do is I have to open my, okay. All right, in my jar. Yeah, it smells good. Always have to make sure you smell it. If it smells off, throw it away. If it smells sweet and it's white. Yeah, it smells good. So we're gonna do. Okay. Okay. Oh, and we're going to do the inulin. So I'm just going to mix it all together. And if I was going to use a capsule, I would just melt the capsule. We're not using the microwave today. We're just doing this. It works. And for you guys that freak out with the microwave, there is no scientific evidence that the microwave hurts. It's like molecules or something. My father-in-law ended up doing his doctorate on the microwaves, and that was in the 70s, and there's nothing. And even today in 2025, there's nothing about it. So I don't know, guys. I just feel like you do what you feel, but when I do it, when I use the microwave, I just make sure that I warm it to 100. If you warm it hotter and you add in your cold milk, your half and half, you could possibly have sour yogurt, and we don't want it sour. We want it tart. And as we ferment this for 36 hours, the strains will magnify, and it will be a little tart. So feel free to put a sweetener in it, and feel free to put berries and nuts in it if you can do the nuts. Some people can't. They have to clear and they have to heal before they can have nuts. Now, people that have had what is it called, anaphylactic shock when they were little tiny, they might not ever get over that. But I know that, for me, I will be able to eat nuts again. I know I will. So that's kind of what I've learned and what I've, the research I've done, and just on Dr. Davis's Infinite Inner Circle, there are so many conversations, and if you guys aren't on that yet, it's really a great reference. It's awesome just to get on there and just, you can tell your story. If you're stuck, they'll nudge you in the right direction. They're not going to tell you, and they're not going to diagnose you. That's not what it's all about. It's getting on the right track. And for me, that's what I had to do a year ago. I could not get diagnosed with SIBO, even though I had 3 tests. And it was frustrating. And I'm sure there's some of you friends out there that were in the same boat or are in the same boat. But I had all the symptoms. I couldn't eat anything. I mean, everything hurt. I just had trapped gas. I didn't have my words. I have my words now. It was trapped gas. And it hurt. And when I started with the yogurts, just little by little, I started passing gas and I started feeling better. So again, in December 2024, I got wind of this, of Dr. Davis's MyReuteri and the B.Subtilis, and I ran with it. I just started making it, and I just couldn't believe the difference in just 1 month made. So by the end of January, I just was feeling so much better. And yeah, I still have problems. I think, we will until we get it all cleared and we strengthen our gut. And we have to be super careful because this stuff will come back. And it'll come back with a vengeance. So we stay away from the sugar, and we stay away from the wheat and the grains. And, and we eat food. You eat food. You shop on the outside of the grocery store, the meat department, the produce. Yeah, you're going to have to go down the baking aisle to get your nut and seed flours. But it's okay. And then there's a lot of credible sugars that don't raise your blood sugar, and Walmart has them. Okay, let's do this. So I'm not going to do the full 4 cups today. I just want to put this in two jars, but I don't want it really high up. I just feel like I don't really do well when it's high up. So, or high up in the jar. So like, I don't know what, a couple of inches from the top. So we're just going to do this. And I just think, let me just try to, where I'm at. There we go. I think that's kind of what I want to do. And just really stir it. And make sure if there's any inulin that's stuck on your spatula, or not spatula, but your whisk, if you're using a little whisk, just make sure it's clean, really, really clean. Make sure you wash your jars. I put mine in the dishwasher. And then, I don't know, maybe I'm a little crazy, but I'll wash them really good again with hot soapy water. And kind of got away from boiling them. Sometimes I do once in a while. If I have really bad batches in a row, then I'll kind of start again. But that's kind of what I've been doing, and it's been working. I know there's a lot of people frown on the dishwasher. It's just totally up to you. I have like a bleach water bottle that I kind of spray in it, and then I run it through with the soap, just empty. And I think that kind of helps. And I always kind of leave it open so nothing can grow in it. So just the water just dries. So I don't know what else. I think that's pretty much. I do know the B.Subtilis is crazy. We're doing the L.Reuteri right now, and I'm just trying to stir it up, and we'll get it in the jars. And then we're going to talk about that B.Subtilis, friends. And hopefully, my little tips might help. Hopefully it will help. Okay. So I have 3 jars. I'm going to step away quickly. But we're only going to use 2 jars. I'm hoping. Okay. If I pour fast with this Pampered Chef pitcher, all goes everywhere. But I noticed if I, pour slowly, I can get it all in there without spilling any of it, which is cool. And I just want to up. See, I did. I made a boo-boo. That's okay though. All right. And then we don't tighten them. I'm going to go ahead and put it in my sous vide. We're not going to tighten them. I just turn them. I just make sure that they're loose. Okay. So I'm going to write down what it is and the time. And that just helps my brain, the time and the temperature. So we're going to do these at 100 for 36 hours. So that's what we're doing. Okay. Okay, friends. So the next one we're going to be doing is B.Subtilis. Unfortunately, I ran out of that one, so we are going to go ahead and use the capsule. We're going to do 2 capsules. They're at 10 billion each. Where my little thing went to. Oh, right here. Okay, so they're at 10 billion each. So we're going to do 20 billion, equal 20 billion. So we need 2, and we're going to do 2 tablespoons of the inulin. Okay. I put these in the freezer. They will last a long time, which is great. And I just put them in a baggie and seal the baggie, just in the container. So I just put the little containers in the baggie, seal the baggie in the freezer. When I get this batch out, I will freeze in 2 tablespoon increments, and I will make sure that I label them, and then I put them in my little seal mill. I've done in the past. I've just done putting them in a baggie and just trying to get a lot of the air out, and it will last. This way, when you go to your 8th or your 10th batch and you need to kind of start again, just grab your starter that you froze in the freezer. And it works perfect, and then you can just keep going on and on and on, and you don't have to use the capsules, and it saves so much money. So thank you, Dr. Davis, for that tidbit. That's awesome. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add a little milk to this, half and half. Make sure that you're buying the ultra-pasteurized, and make sure there's nothing else in it but cream and milk. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. Going to add a little bit in there, and we're going to dissolve our inulin, and we need 2 tablespoons. So I'm going to go ahead and just use the little whisk. And I just made sure I washed it really well with hot soapy water, and just really examined well the little deals so nothing's stuck on there that would contaminate. So the B.Subtilis is a little tricky. And I found that when I just use the 2 jars, it ferments so crazy, and it bubbles up and it bubbles over, and it gets contaminated. Not quite sure how it gets contaminated, because everything we're doing is clean and we're being really careful. So it's just nuts. So I found when I use 3 jars and I split it in the 3 jars, it works so much better. So we're going to do that today. Now the B.Subtilis will ferment at 100 degrees. So we're going to use the same fermenter as we're putting in the Reuteri. Okay, we're going to use that fermenter. And then tomorrow night, I'll put the time down when it goes to temp, and then tomorrow night I'll get it out. I'll set a timer on my phone. It works. So that's kind of what I've been doing. Well, that number 1 looked good. Now we're going to put another one in there. And I just like to sprinkle it slowly, and it works. So just sprinkle it slowly and just keep stirring it. All right. So I got these lids at the Walmart, and they work really, really well. I'm really excited. I always have a hard time with the rust, and then I have to try to scrub it off, and it's not good. So, and okay, I'm gonna pour these in. Try to go really slow, and hope I don't make a mess. So let me know where you're from. You know, I look to see, there's I don't know what it's called, but I can see that, you know, some of you guys are from the UK and some of the other countries, and I'm so excited. That is so cool, besides the United States. So welcome, 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 and let's get our tummies better. We should not have to live life having tummy trouble. This is nuts. So we want to live our best life, and this yogurt has changed my life. It's been amazing. Okay, there we go. We'll go ahead and put our lids, and I'm not going to tighten them. Not going to tighten them. Okay. And then when I check on it, and if I do check, I always kind of do the lids a little bit like this when it's in the fermenter. There was a time when I'd lift them up, and I believe because I was breathing on it, that's what contaminated it. So that's another little tip. We just don't lift the lids, we're just making sure that they're loose. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the fermenter, and we're gonna add the water. It just needs to be to the milk line, maybe a little above the milk line. And 100 degrees at 24 hours. Okay friends, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do L.Gasseri, Bacillus gasseri. And I'm going to go ahead and use a jar that I have in the fridge. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of milk, or half and half. We're going to make our slurry. And you can even make the slurry with the L.Gasseri, the starter, if you want. Or you can use a little bit of milk and then add it. I mean, it's up to you. It's you know, it's just whatever you prefer, whatever's easiest. So we're just gonna do this. Just gonna, a little at a time, let it dissolve. Alright, I went ahead and I labeled them L.Gasseri 109 for 36 hours. I guess I could kind of show you that, couldn't I? Let me just do that quickly so you can see. There you go. There you go. Yeah, I should have done the other ones. My apologies. I tell ya, the brain's coming back. It just, I don't know. And I think just doing things, repetition helps. So, oops. Ah, see, sometimes it's just nuts. No, I'm not doing good. Ugh, what a mess I'm making. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can do this without making a mess. I guess the key is just doing it really, really slow. Looks like I had a little bit of milk on the counter. We'll get it cleaned up. It's all good, friends. Sometimes you get a really crazy pitcher and you just have to be slow. So, alright. Okay. Alrighty then. Okay. And just make sure that the lids are loose. There we go. And that is a clean towel. Okay. Okay, friends. So I have them in the fermenters. I'm going to turn my camera around and I'm going to show you what I do. Okay. Okay, so I have the MyReuteri and the B.Subtilis, and it's in a sous vide. Okay, so I'm going to plug in the sous vide. See if I can do this. Holding onto the camera. Okay. All right, now these are at 100, and I'm going to go ahead and leave it at 36, and I'm going to go ahead and put a timer on my phone for the B.Subtilis for 24. So then you're going to press it. Okay, and it started counting, so this will go up to 100. Now you can tell when it's moving. See how the water moves? Now I went ahead and I put the water a little bit past the milk line, and my lids are very loose. And so what I will do is I will make sure, like tomorrow, I'm going to check it. I'm just going to loosen my lids. I'm not taking the lids off because that can cause contamination. Okay, can cause mold on your. And some of the sous vides have like a rubber deal around here, and it'll seal it. So you just have to make sure it vents. So this one doesn't, which is nice, and it just automatically vents. Okay. Now we're going to go over here. Okay, the L.Gasseri is in this one. We're going to ferment this one at 109. You can also ferment it at 106 or 104. It's all good. We're doing 109 today. That's what Dr. Davis's book says, and that's also what his website says. The Infinint, Dr. Davis's Infinint Inner Circle. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and press the sous vide. Okay, and it says 109. You can tell this is what I use this for. This and beans, and then we're going to go ahead and make sure our temp. No, that's not what I want. Wait a minute, guys. Ooh, sorry. 109. Our time is at 36. Then we're going to go ahead and press start. Okay? And then it's on. Okay? Now, we're going to go ahead. Oops, sorry about that. If I can do this, can I hold this and not make a mess? How do I do that? Okay, like that. Okay. We're going to go ahead and put the lid on. Okay? Yeah. And then it turns. Now, there is a little deal right here, and you want to make sure it's on vent. Okay, we want to make sure that the lgasseri is venting. So the lids are loose, plus we're putting this on vent. Okay? All right. So I will see you in 36 hours, and we will be tasting this, smelling it, tasting it, look at it. All right. Okay, I'm excited. Okay, friends, we'll see you back in a little bit. Okay, friends, it's about 24 hours later, and I'm starting to get the B.Subtilis, and I thought, you know, I need to drag you guys along. So here we go. So I got one out already. It looks absolutely gorgeous. And then I'm going to get the other ones out. Oh, wow. It just looks amazing. Look at that. And then the third one. Okay, wow, nice. Okay, and I'm just gonna move these back. And I need to put more water in there. I need to fill it up just past the milk line. Okay, so I got the water back up there, a little past the milk line. And looks like we have 12 hours left on it. Oh, happy day. Our yogurt's done, and we are going to taste, examine it, and smell it. So I'm really excited. I am so excited. Okay, we'll start off with the Lactobacillus reuteri. We're using Dr. Davis's MyReuteri, 20 billion. So in a half of your yogurt, half a cup of your yogurt, you're gonna have 300 billion cells, which is very strong, and it's really gonna help us rev up this, clearing our SIBO. And it's also good for your bone density. So I'm in awe how there's just so many wonderful side effects, or I wouldn't say perks to the L-Reuteri. So let's try that one first. Let's do it. So first thing I do is I smell it. Okay. It smells nice. Has a nice smell. You know, and sometimes I smell it and I kind of smell ranch dressing, and I don't know if my smeller's really off. And I know when I was younger, I just was a sugar addict, and I love sugar. And so when I would cook or bake, I had to have somebody else taste my food, because my taste buds were just so off. Now they're coming back after being on Dr. Davis's Infinint lifestyle, and yeah, I don't know, it's kind of funny, but it doesn't smell bad. It's beautiful. It's white, and that's what it looks like. Okay, so let's take some. So this is what it looks like. Very thick, very nice. Okay. I think it just needs to be like chilled longer, because it got done at 7:30 this morning, and it's like almost 1 o'clock now. So probably a few more hours in the refrige probably would do it really good. The colder it gets, it seems like the better it is. So, very nice. Okay. So that was the L-Reuteri. The next one we're going to sample is the B.Subtilis. I am using a different spoon for each one, just so I don't contaminate them. And that way, if I'm like at the end of a jar and it's time to make yogurt, I know that it's not contaminated because I've used a clean spoon. Okay. Okay, let's smell this one. It smells nice. It's kind of crazy because there is like a little spot that's discolored. So let me show you. It smells fine though. It smells wonderful. You see that? Just that little bitty spot. I think I might just wipe that, or just scoop that off with my spoon. So we'll just probably just do that just to make sure. But here, let's see if I can. Yeah, there's 2 little spots, and it might be because the water sat on it. You know, that happens too if the water sits on it from the condensation. But we'll just do that. I just took it off. It's okay. It's all good. Okay, I'm just gonna scoop that off. And then we're gonna take a scoop. Okay, so it's beautiful. Looks really nice. Just very beautiful. Now this one's been in the fridge since last night at 7:30. So this is cold. Has a really good flavor. A little bit tart. Just very smooth going down. Yeah. Be really nice with some nice berries on it. Okay. And then the last one is the Lactobacillus lgasseri, and we use Mercola. Okay, that's the one we use. Okay. Okay, it smells okay. Doesn't smell anything. I'm going to let you look at it. Okay. And there is condensation on the inside. And that's just because we have the lids loose. You know, and so the carbon dioxide is just escaping, and that's what we want. We want this magnified. But it's very subtle. So, and if it was chilled longer, it'd probably smell sweeter, since it's still, you know, it's not chilled all the way through. We're going to taste it anyways. We really need to get this video out for you friends. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, and we looked at it, and yeah, there was no discolor like the other one. And this is what it looks like. I'm just using little scoops. I already had my yogurt this morning, so I'm just doing little scoops. It's tart. Whoa, in your face tart. That's where the berries come in. Some people use cherries. Other people use just the nice berries, like the raspberry or the blueberries are nice. Yeah. Ooh. So, yeah, chilled. Definitely for a few more hours would be so much better. Nice. Okay, so you're gonna take a half a cup, and you're gonna put spoonfuls to add up to that half a cup of each. So try to do equal of each. Some people have even done it a step further and taken that half a cup of the L-Reuteri, and then a little bit, and for their next half cup, they would just do a little bit of each of these, you know, for their SIBO. But if they're working on something else, like their bone density, or that's what I've, you know, read, and that's what some people are doing, which is, so again, we need to listen to our body. It might be way too much. You might start this and end up having digestive issues. And it's not the yogurts, friends. It's not. It's what overgrew in your gut that needs to have a little trim. And that's what it's all about. So we have to dig deep. Sometimes we have to cut back. And some people just have to do a tablespoon of each for a while until, you know, until they've trimmed enough back that they can add in a little more of their combination yogurt. So I hope this helps. Okay, you guys, we will see you on the next one. I love you. I love you. Let's get better, friends. Let's get better. Mwah. We'll see you on the next one.